Today we're playing the best Royal Recruit decks in Clash Royale. So this is the third best Recruits deck in the game right now. We got Miner and a bunch of bait cards. We've also got the Monk, Fireball and Log. So we're just going to hop into the first game now. Okay, we're going up against Chef Tower, so that would most likely mean they're playing some kind of beat down deck or something that's quite tanky at least. Alright, here's the Golden Knight, which is unusual. You don't see that card too often because it's not the greatest. We can go for a Log here to kill the Dark Goblin. And our Monk is going to survive. We'll go for a Miner, and the Monk should be able to tank for quite a while if we use its ability. And then that's also a way of getting some damage. The P.E.K.K.A. will come down and deal some damage to the Miner. Now this is going to be a level 16 P.E.K.K.A. here. We can use our Recruits on defense. He goes for an E-Wizard, so we can go up high with our Recruits. Splitting a 4 and 2, so the 2 in the other lane may get some damage, while the 4 we have in the right lane will deal with the P.E.K.K.A. and E-Wiz. We'll go for a Dark Goblin here. Should have gone for the Ice Spirit first. Yeah, the slow would have helped and we wouldn't have taken a connection there, but that's what Recruits are about. Not really using your brain and just playing whatever you want to do. But yeah, playing however you want. We are still in the lead here without having to play too well. Alright, we can go for a Monk ability to kill the Dark Goblin, so that'll be 1 elixir instead of using our Log. The Monk should still finish off the Dark Goblin here. We won't go in for a Miner now because he does have his P.E.K.K.A. and that'd be a bit aggressive, and we don't have the Monk ability, so that's not too useful either. He does have his pancakes ready at the moment, so now would be usually a good time to push in, but because he has the P.E.K.K.A. We do not want to go for a Miner until after it's been played. We can go for Skeletons in the back. We want to save our Recruit so we can go for them on top of the E-Wizard if he plays that again. We'll get a Dark Goblin as well. Alright, he nados that in. We will go for our Recruits now, again splitting 2 and 4. We'll go for an Ice Spirit late so it will jump on this battle ram, that's the word. We can go for some Skeletons on top of the E-Wiz, and we will go for a Miner as well. And you can see in the left lane the Recruits were able to get a bunch of damage. Unfortunately that Golden Knight did dash onto everything. I was expecting it to only go onto the Miner and then we would have had a tower there, but we can go for Recruits again. He goes for a Nado. We can go for an Ice Spirit now. And we have our Log as well if necessary. Okay, that Golden Knight dash is going to be problematic for us. I was not expecting it to get that much value. I could have popped the ability, but an Ice Spirit here should save us. Okay, the Dark Goblin also was able to kill the P.E.K.K.A. before it landed a shot. And we should win here. We'll just go for a Log to make sure nothing happens with that P.E.K.K.A. This is the second best Royal Recruit deck in the game right now. It's got Evo Bats to pair with the Recruits, and we got a Mighty Miner as a champion for this deck, so we're going to see how this one goes. Here we are in the second game. We're going up against Cannoneer, so we'll just start off quite aggressive with the Goblin Gang. He will need to respond to this. We can go for some Bats other lane, and you should really respond to Bats if you are playing Cannoneer. Okay, he's got that arrows was a bit late, but we should still get everything pretty much. We can go for a Mighty Miner on this, and sometimes I like to go for a Wall Breakers with the Mighty Miner to push it, and they'll get to the tower a lot faster. And then if they play something late, we can switch lanes and get some damage there. Would be better if we weren't playing Cannoneer, for that example, but we still got a decent amount of damage. We can go for a Goblin Gang in the middle, and we can go for a cannon as well because we're going to need a cannon. Okay, so we are down in elixir at the moment, but we did get a good positive trade at the start from the arrows on the minion horde. Okay, he goes for some of those. Would be good if he had like supported it with a wizard or something, because then we could use the skeleton barrel defensively and it would have popped. Unfortunately we have to waste more elixir there. He will have evolution Mega Knight, I believe. Okay, this is also going to be a little interesting. We can go like this and we might be able to kite, or at least stall. Okay, and now we go for arrows like this. If he goes for a minion horde, now that we used our arrows, we can use the skeleton barrel and the death damage of that to stop it. The Mighty Miner is a good defense against the Mega Knight. However, if it is the evolution, it won't do as well. And our recruits are not going to get a ton of value in this matchup. We'll just go for Skeleton Barrel other lane, because he went for the wizard in the left. If he leaves this alone, that's going to take his tower pretty much. So yeah, we get the spell. We'll go for a Mighty Miner here. We'll go for a cannon as well. And yeah, now Mighty Miner. And we can go for some stuff there. Okay. And we got a very good counter push going here. He needs to defend both sides. We can go for arrows on this. And both towers may get taken here. Okay. Late defense on both sides. He was able to keep both his towers, but he spent a ton of elixir, especially on the mirrored up minion horde, and we were still able to get a fair bit of damage. We can keep up the pressure now, going for a skeleton barrel in the lane with only one spear goblin, and the other side should get a fair bit of damage as well. We can go for some wall breakers. Would have been much better if they were a fair bit faster. Okay, for this we're going to go for a cannon so that it doesn't get knocked back, and then we can go for a mighty miner. He goes for the lightning, so we're just going to go for a goblin gang here so the Mega Knight doesn't jump on our tower. And we are going to get a pretty easy win here. We can just get a defensive cannon. Okay, that's game. So that was the second best deck. It was a bit of a favourable matchup against the Cannoneer tower, but if you do get against Cannoneer, it's a free win. So with the final game, we are playing this deck. Our Fisherman is quite underleveled, but it should be fine because its main gimmick still works. We've got the Evolution Firecracker and we've got the Ram Rider, so that should be pretty good for our game. Okay, here in the final game we're going against Chef Tower, so we can go for an aggressive Ram Rider because the Chef Tower is going to struggle with lower DPS than the Archer Tower. Ram Rider is going to get charging here. I don't know how that Mega Knight managed to connect. Okay, now this is going to be an interesting defense to say the least. We can go for a Mega Knight here. Sorry, not Mega Knight. A Fisherman. And that will pull the Mega Knight. Okay, so we just split everything up. And that should be a nice and simple defense here. That the leveling up was complicating stuff a fair bit there. If it hadn't leveled up, we would have defended that probably for like 1 or 2 bat hits. But since it got leveled up, it stayed alive for longer. That was a decent defense considering we were down elixir because we went for quite an aggressive Ram Rider, but it was nice and fun at least. We'll go for a Mighty Miner here to tank the witch hits. Should be alright against this. We'll go for a barb here so that it doesn't get too many hits on our tower. That's just like 3 at most. Okay, 2 hits. So we are down in this game. He does have the Mega Knight for our Ram Rider. We definitely want to get him to start damaging our left lane. Okay, Mega Knight comes down in the right. So we're going to get a fair few hits here. Unfortunately, the Dark Goblin is outside the Ram Rider's range there. Okay, we will go for our split recruits here to defend both lanes. And we can go for a Fisherman to pull that Mega Knight away and towards the middle where both towers can lock onto it, hopefully. Grab it out the air, please.
Oh my god!
Why do you gotta attack the skeleton? Okay, never mind. We can still get the comeback here. We can go for Mighty Miner on that, and we should just leave it here to tank for the bats. We'll go for a Ram Rider here to pull the Mega Knight back. And nice that it jumped again. Our Ram Rider is going to connect, so we are going to defend this nice and easily. So this is why you want to go on the left. See the Mega Knight splashing, but it's only hitting one. And by the time it is damaging the others, it has taken a bit more damage. Okay, we can try something a little bit gimmicky here. If we go for a Mighty Miner in this lane, and then we pop the ability now, it should switch lanes and get some damage on this tower. We'll go for arrows. Okay. If that Mighty Miner takes the tower, we're going to win. Okay, nice. So that is something you can do with the Mighty Miner, and it's quite fun. I wasn't quite watching that ghost, and it almost took our tower there, so should be paying attention to that. But there we are. That is a interesting game with the number 1 deck, number 1 recruits deck in the game right now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want, and this is a legendary, I will do a giveaway. Ooh, I don't have anything to give away, so that is fortunate.